Hello, my name is Colin Hay. This is Talking Terroir. The terroir I'm hoping to find in my glass this evening is that, in fact, of Chateau Moulin Riche, the Saint-Julien second growth, once part of the integrated Léoville estate, which was split three ways a long time ago into Léoville Las Cases, Léoville Barton, and Léoville Poifferet. So we're talking fantastic terroir here. But I'm trying to find the terroir of Léoville Poifferet, not in the first wine, but in their second wine, Chateau Moulin Riche, and I'm hoping to find it in the 2005 vintage, an utterly fantastic vintage, a wonderful vintage for Saint-Julien. And there's no way I think that the first wine of Léoville Poifferet would be ready for drinking at this point, but we might hope that the 2005 is already showing some of its potential and some of the potential of the terroir that the Chateau is seeking to show to us in their portfolio of wines. So what do we have here? We have a deeply extracted, full, rich, purple tinged wine, still on the evidence of what we see, even in this not very good light. Looks like a rather unevolved wine. It may well not be fully ready for drinking yet, despite the fact that it's a second wine, and despite the fact that this wine has now got a reasonable amount of bottle age. So that in itself, I think, is actually quite impressive and tells us something about the backward nature of this 2005 vintage, which is very slowly evolving. Okay, what do we have? It's a spectacular nose. It's deeply impressive already. It's very sweet. It's very rich. It's fruity, but it's quite modern as well. There's definite hints of Léoville Poifferet's toasty oak. Indeed, if I were to be slightly critical, I would suggest that maybe this has seen just a little bit too much of that for the fruit here. It's not that there isn't lots of ripe fruit here, but it's slightly masked by the sweetness of the toasty oak. But there's a nice Médocain kind of cedary quality to this wine too, which is nice and certainly impressive. There's a rich sweetness about it. There's a vanilla scent there, and although it masks the fruit just a little bit, there's clearly very dark berry fruit, sort of brambles and mulberries and things like that. Okay, what about on the palate? Okay, again, this is a very impressive wine. Still remarkably backward. There's a lot of unresolved tannin there. The tannins are nice, and actually this would be good at the moment with food. I think that would kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. But it's got very good shape in the mouth. It's very round, it's very rich, it's very sweet, but also that fruit comes through, and that's what one's left with on this still at the moment slightly dry, slightly coarse finish. But this is a very, very impressive wine. It gives us a hint, I think, of how good the first wine probably is in this vintage. Léoville Poifferet is very much at the top of its game, and has been for some time now. It was probably, of the three Léoville properties, the one which was most underperforming until the turn of the century, but since then it very much has come to deserve its status as a super second wine, and this is a super second wine, if you see what I mean. It's a wine that can be drunk now, but it's a wine that will last for another 10 years, I suspect. It's a beautiful wine, and I very, very much recommend it to you.